Maybe though, Chaz, it's a little bit like when City get all them charges when we get some other trophies. Are we going to have a party? As the Arsenal fans keep telling us in the comments, we're a couple of old men. And to be fair, I'm proving it because I played paddle the other day and my back's gone. And it's a nightmare. How are we, fellow Reds? And welcome to this latest match preview of our upcoming match against Bournemouth on Friday with me, Spen and Chaz. Before we get into it, thank you to our subscribers and followers. We really appreciate it. If you're not a fellow Red yet, please subscribe or follow. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We're all over the socials as well, so that you don't miss a thing. But we're back. We've got a game coming up, Chaz, and then we've got a bit of a break. Yep. So excited about this one.
Break.
A big old break. But before we actually get into the preview, let's have a look at since we last met, because we've been having some fun with a few Arsenal fans on socials, haven't we?
Yeah, we've had our first trolls, which is very enjoyable. Yeah, like I don't know if they have hearing difficulties, but at no point did we criticise Max Daman. We said he's a very good player, he's going to be class. Just said he's not the second coming of Lionel Messi is basically what we were getting at. So just typical Arsenal fans, basically getting in their heads. Very enjoyable morning for me, replying to all of them. So yeah, enjoyed it. Keep them coming, guys.
They do not disappoint, do they? You just put the rods out, and then the Arsenal fans chomping away.
I caught about 10 Whoppers this morning, basically. Yeah, a couple of blue whales in there. Yeah.
some big old flappers. It's brilliant, isn't it? Because they should be in a position of strength. Obviously, looking down on us all at the top of the table, but they're still so nervous and just so Arsenal. That it's just beautiful, isn't it?
This is all after they basically won the league this weekend, and they just got through the Champions League last night, and they still having wobbles about someone saying their player's not going to be the next Messi. So yeah. And they were like, "Oh, who's saying that? Who's saying that?" I'm like, "You're saying that. I've got screenshots." So happy to share that. Happy to share it, guys. Yeah, love it.
You're fan based, but yeah, it's nice to have a little bit of fun. And one may continue. Yeah. And then talking about them and getting into the Champions League, they obviously beat Leverkusen last night to go through, kind of expected. But then the other results, City out 5-1 in aggregate. Who would have thought that?
Yeah. Like, I wonder what that game would have been like if they obviously didn't get the red card and the sending off. Because after that, it was basically a done deal. Not that I thought, obviously City conceded the second one late on. So I don't know how that game would have panned out, but it was a foregone conclusion once that penalty was scoring that red card. It was a red card, to be fair, that he basically saved it, didn't he? With his hands.
I'm not going to lie. Like I said on the last pod, I'm pretty happy about it. It was nice to see a bit of a thumping in aggregate. And then just even worse, Chelsea 8-2 in aggregate.
Yeah, and like it was any kind of hope was done in like 10, 20 minutes, something like that. They conceded 2 early goals, and then like PSG, I think we said it on the last pod or the pod before, is like they're clicking into gear, like same as last year. They had a wobble had to go through the qualifying phase, and now they're like, okay, we're like they're free flowing football. Like the people they're bringing off the bench, and Gonzalo Remes and Barcola and all these, and Doué, and I mean the list goes on of how many good players they've got. So I don't know. I haven't looked at the odds of who the favourites are now, but you've got to put them up there.
Right up there. Yeah, it's just obviously a good team, but it's not been a great look for the Premier League, has it? Really, with some of these aggregate scores, it's mad. And like you said, obviously in the first leg, it was probably a bit flattering that score to PSG, but then for it to close out at 8-2, it's not great. And then our mates Bodo Glimt ended up going out.
Yeah, gutted.
Crazy. Yeah.
When it went to extra time, you think like they just needed one goal and they were through, but just couldn't. Fair play to Sporting, but it's a shame. Like I just thought Bodo away is always going to be a tough one for teams, as Sporting showed. And you probably saw the memes and the stats of like they'd won 5 in a row in the Champions League before we've won 5 in a row. Like in any kind of across any competition. So fair play.
Yeah.
But the fairy tale's over, sadly.
It is. And then obviously still some more fixtures tonight. So that Barca Newcastle one, I mean, being interesting, but I do see that being a bit of a foregone conclusion now. It's back at Barca.
Yeah, I think if they went in with 1-0, which they should have done, um, then it would have been a bit more exciting. But I don't know. You just think Barca. Obviously, it's not the Barca of yesteryear, but they've still got some decent players. And I think they probably have enough to get over the line. I would quite like Newcastle to go through. Like I always like to see a bit of an underdog story. So if they did go through Newcastle, then I'm here for it. I don't want to win it, but knocking out Barca is always fun.
Yeah, same. I can't see it, but yeah. And Anthony Gordon snapping back at Wayne Rooney and Alan Shearer for saying that he was basically
Being sick.
skiving on the bench.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not just us getting grief online.
I know. Yeah.
Oh, I love it. And
I
then
guess obviously it's the modern world, right, where social media is that
yeah,
players have the opportunity to respond to this kind of stuff in the public eye. And I don't know, like obviously we had Van Dijk do it, we've had Martinez do it for us, like snapping back a bit. I don't mind it, to be fair. Like
no,
as long as it's not as long as it's not getting your head enough to affect you on the pitch. I think there's no issues if you kind of snapping back if you disagree with what our pundit said.
yeah, no, I agree. And I thought he kind of spoke pretty well, to be honest. And obviously, he
Yeah,
stuck to his facts. And really was saying on his podcast that it's different times, isn't it? And I think it's
yeah,
Fergie almost wouldn't have let that happen, but I don't think they get much choice now, do they? And if you're being benched based on
yeah,
sports science and stuff, what you're supposed to do? But yeah, that was a
yeah.
funny one. And then Liverpool 1-0 down, but at home against Galatasaray, surely they're not going to lose, are
Well, if they play like against Spurs,
they? Yeah,
then you could see Galatasaray doing it. But again, you've got to think they'll have enough to get through. But like
yeah,
Galatasaray are never a nice team to play,
yeah.
especially away. But I think they'll have enough at home to beat them.
Can you imagine though? Can you imagine if they actually don't go through? It's going to be
Would they? Do you reckon that's a sack? Sacking's happening?
no, I don't think so, but a lot of pressure
A lot
on
of
the
fans have
thumb.
lost their heads, right? I think
Yeah,
with him, with the
yeah,
thumb, they're like Europa League is looking more likely. Like if they made a manager change at the right time, like maybe they could push on. But um, I suspect they might go for Alonso in the summer, is my
yeah.
guess. But yeah, maybe they'll just hold on for now.
That's the obvious one. And
Yeah,
somehow we're still talking about Tottenham Hotspur in the Champions League, but definitely not much longer. They're 5-2 down at home to Atletico tonight.
yeah, I can't see them getting through. Like they
No,
just concede too many goals.
yeah,
They obviously look much better against Liverpool, but also Liverpool were pretty bad. And Atletico are a tough team to break down. I just don't think Spurs have the players to do it at the moment, and not enough to get a 3-0 win. I wouldn't. Well, actually, no, it needs to be 4-0 win, doesn't it? Because no away
yeah,
goals and things like that now. So yeah, don't see it happening.
no chance. Obviously, on the back of a decent result against Liverpool, but you just can't see that. I think that
Yeah,
could be another messy one for Spurs, but we'll see. And just before we get into our upcoming game and preview, Senegal stripped of the African Cup of Nations.
yeah. Like I don't know. Like first of all, why? If that's the rules, why is it taking 2 months to say that? You could probably do that on the night and go, actually,
Yeah,
you forfeited the game because you were off the pitch for too long.
yeah.
Like, why are you taking 2 months and then I don't know? As a player, would you want that medal? Like at the end of the day, that you carried on playing for the rest of those minutes. Obviously, there was a 10-minute break. Would you want like Brahim Diaz? Obviously, that awful penalty. But I don't know. Like I don't know. I just feel it's tarnished. Either way, I guess it's tarnished no matter what. But I don't know. As an Algeria player, sorry, Morocco player, would you want the medal when you didn't win the game? I don't know.
Honestly, I just can't believe it. And like you say, 2 months later as well is crazy. I mean, it's one of them, isn't it? They've had all they've lifted the trophy there. They've had all the celebrations. The history books will now show that Morocco won it, but there's always going to be an asterisk there, isn't there? But just think of
Yeah,
what Morocco have actually missed out on in terms of really celebrating with the
yeah,
fans.
exactly. Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
mad.
obviously it was a home nation as well, so it would have been insane to be there. Like having won it, and like you say,
Yeah.
the parties and the street parties and all sorts. So now it's like, I don't know, people celebrating now. I'm not sure. I'd have to have a look on social media to see how the Moroccans are reacting. Like,
Yeah, I
yes,
mean, of the, if the rules are that black and white, as you say, like, how has it taken this long? And,
yeah,
that's what's bonkers for me. But maybe though, Chaz, it's a little bit like when City get all them charges and get stripped of all them stuff and we get some other trophies. Are we gonna have a party?
absolutely.
Asterix or no asterix, we're having it.
Yeah, 100%.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
No,
actually,
I'll be buzzing.
yeah.
Yeah,
So maybe go for it, Morocco. Who cares? Champions.
yeah. Campeones. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Well, yeah, that's the world of football, really. Since we last met, but let's get into it. Let's get into our game coming up on Friday. At the Vitality Stadium, 8 p.m. in the UK. It's on Sky Sports. Uh, I keep saying it, but another big one, mainly because you don't have lots of football to play. But with us playing on Friday night as well, what an opportunity to add even more distance and pressure on that kind of chasing pack.
Yeah, yeah, exactly what I was thinking. Like, first of all, we don't want 23 day gap of us sitting on a loss or a disappointing draw. And then, like you said, just to ramp up that pressure before the rest of the weekend fixtures, it'd be a nice place to enjoy the weekend's games. So yeah, hopefully we obviously get the win. Because yeah, I just think we had that gap, even that gap of after losing to Newcastle of 11 days was awful. So
Yeah,
double that, it's yeah, not gonna be fun. So yeah,
no.
we've got to win basically.
Tricky one though, Bournemouth. Like a really one. When I was looking at them as well, it's a hard one to kind of make out because their last three games they've drew 0-0 with Burnley away, 0-0 with Brentford at home, 1-1 with Sunderland at home. They sit in 10th position, and then I was looking at kind of their goals for and against. So they've scored more goals than Aston Villa, which maybe isn't too difficult. But then they've conceded
Yeah,
almost as many as Tottenham, who are looking like they might even go down. So such a weird team
yeah,
to. I mean, I'm hoping now at this stage and under Carrick and how we've been playing, it should all be about us, right? And us taking the game to them, and you'd hope we'd have enough. But definitely a tricky customer, and obviously they've Iraola as well as the manager there poses a threat, and some say may have his eye on the United job. But yeah, what do you think about Bournemouth?
yeah. Like I was looking at their stats before, they've actually drawn 5 out of the last 6 games. So they're obviously showing enough that they don't lose many games. They just
Hmm.
maybe they're okay, obviously they've lost their goal scorer, their main goal scorer, obviously in the January transfer window in Semenyo. So maybe that's because of that. Essentially, they've lost their main attacking threat. So maybe some of these games, those last 6 games, maybe would have been a win because he would have popped up with a goal. But now they're just not haven't quite got that firepower to turn all those into wins or most of those into wins. But
Yeah,
I think they're a decent team. Like we've struggled against them in the past as well. They've scored quite a lot against us. So like you said, still got to go in with confidence. Um, but definitely don't want to underestimate them because they're a decent football playing team. They're not like a
yeah,
low block kind of messy team. They can play football, which again I hope plays into our actual favour as we mentioned before. Like we tend to do better against teams who don't just sit back. So I think they fall into that category. Um, Although obviously knowing that, will they do that? Knowing that that's kind of our kryptonite in some ways, they
yeah.
might try and change that. But I don't know if they necessarily have the players to do that. They're not a super physical team, like some of the ones like a Newcastle or an Everton. So yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, from recent results, they've been keeping things pretty tight. And this is where it's down to our special players that we've been talking about to like find a way, and unlock things. And is it going to be a set piece? Is it going to be a bit of magic from somebody? This is where we need those players to really step up. And maybe it is, a chance for the likes of Cobby to, in games like this to offer a little bit more as well as an additional, attacking option and to unlock them. But tricky customer. Um, we're
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
this we're doing this a little bit earlier than some of the press conferences and stuff like this, so I don't have all the information. But in terms of team news that I've kind of picked up on for them, so Tyler Adams is a doubt for them. He's a decent player. I
Yeah, he's
know that
decent. Yeah,
Cook, Sola, and Cliver are out. Um, but then, yeah, a few players in terms of ones to watch really from my point of view for Bournemouth. So Tavernier, obviously he's been linked with us as a
yeah,
potential new left winger. What do you think of him?
yeah. He's decent. I don't know. Again, I'd have him as a. He's a good squad addition, but he wouldn't be like our starting left midfielder in my opinion. And he's decent kind of from set pieces as well. So yeah, decent player. Definitely one of the players I thought as a kind of a threat as well. So yeah, decent. Um, I also think like Evan Nilsson, he's a decent player.
Yeah, yeah.
He's kind of he gets stuck in. He's a bit annoying. He's like quite aggressive player and pops up with a goal as well. So I think he's probably their main threat now that Semenyo's gone, and if Clivet's out as well, he's probably the one we have to pay most attention to from kind of a striker perspective.
Yeah, it's a good shout. I kind of worry a little bit with him and Yoro because sometimes a bit of that physicality and up against it is
Yeah,
something he's a bit fragile with, but fingers crossed that's not an issue. I think some other players I like from Bournemouth as well. Alex Scott looks like a player in midfield. He's a good one.
yeah,
And then
yeah. He looks tidy.
I'll be honest, this is mainly fantasy football related, but Senesi, I've got him in my team and he just always returns points. I think he got 10 last round.
Is it just so they're not consuming many, and did he pop
Yeah.
up with assists or is
I
it
think, yeah,
clean sheets?
it's a mixture of I think just assists sometimes. I think the odd goal as well, and just man of
Yeah,
the match and man of the match points as well. So hopefully he has a disaster for me in fantasy. There's
yeah,
no
yeah,
way he's definitely starting. I'm doing that just to make sure that I'm not
yeah,
jinxing
yeah,
things. I'm having him in my team, but he's definitely another one to watch. Um, Cool. All right. Turning the attention to us in terms of availability. Again, ahead of really hearing from Carrick, but it feels like more of the same. So no Martinez, as
yeah.
far as I'm aware, no Ligt, no Dorgu. You hearing kind of anything else?
No, it's exactly the same. I think everyone else, basically the usual suspects that we've been seeing, I think
Yeah.
are all available. So um, I'd just love to know a bit more about what's going on with Ligt. Um, Obviously, a back injury is one of those ones which I don't know. You never really know, and they're quite hard to diagnose, I guess, as well in terms of actual issue, and they're not easy things to fix. So you just got to hope that he can get back playing at least a few games before the season ends, because he would be a great addition. Uh,
Well, I've had
I don't know if he's in the World Cup. I don't. Obviously, he's got a strange relationship with
Koeman.
what's his face, Koeman. So again, selfishly from a United perspective, if he had the summer off, probably pretty good for him because maybe it's just one of those things where you just need to fully heal up.
Yeah.
And playing a game every 3 days or so for a World Cup might not be ideal for him. But I know he has been in the squad and he had a few starts recently, but I think they have a bit of a weird relationship then.
Yeah, yeah. It's a shame for him. I think I've had a sympathy injury for him, Chaz. So obviously,
Already.
As the Arsenal fans keep telling us in the comments, we're a couple of old men. And to be fair, I'm proving it because played paddle the other day and my back's gone, and
Yeah,
it's a nightmare. So I can relate. He's
yeah.
got a few.
Sympathy.
He's got.
How long you out for?
Oh, who knows? It could be a delict.
6 months.
Maybe I'll never return. But yeah,
Yeah,
horrible, horrible injury. And just wish him all the best because I'm feeling it for him. I'm
yeah.
feeling it for him. Hope we get him back in. Uh, with that in mind, then lineups. What you thinking?
Obviously, it's basically the same again. I think you basically go through the exact same. So Lemons, right back Dallo, Yoro Martinez, Shaw, Cobby, Cass, Bruno, and then this is obviously the only one which he kind of switch in and out. I I'm gonna go. I don't think this is probably what he's gonna do, but this is what I'm gonna do. Cunha, Sesko, Ahmad. I think Bryan just looks a bit. I don't know, but he's a bit off it the last few games.
Yeah, yeah.
A bit sluggish maybe. So that's what I would do. But I think he will probably start the same team as started against where's my head gone? Who did you play last?
You mean Villa?
Villa, yeah, same team as we played as we played against Villa.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't know. Yeah, I think he'll probably start the same team
yeah,
as that. But I prefer. I think maybe just mix it up a bit. Like they probably think you're going to start the same team. Maybe do start Sesko and start Ahmad.
yeah,
Because I can't remember what I think it's Carl Anka was doing some analysis the other day, and he was saying that in the Villa game he had a chat with Cunha at some point, and basically he was like, get wider, stick more to that left wing because Ahmad was doing it on the right hand side. And that's what the kind of the goal came from that kind of bending run. So I think maybe those two will just offer better width, which I think suits Sesko.
yeah.
Because like we said in the review, we were putting balls into Mbuemo and it's pointless. Get the 6'5" striker in there. So yeah, that's what I would do.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think, I love Brian, but I think he's been off it a little bit. And I think actually Ahmad has looked the part and probably deserves it. But I don't think I think Sesko will start, but I think Brian will start as well, and Ahmad will drop to the bench. I think
Yeah,
Carrick will show loyalty, and also part of me thinks is Carrick thinking and wondering whether like Mbuemo is an impact player off the bench as much as Sesko or Ahmad might be. So that's maybe why he doesn't
yeah,
kind of sit
true.
him. I mean, I've got little to no evidence to actually suggest that Brian could have come off the bench and do stuff, but the fact that he's not really done that maybe suggests that he thinks he can get more out of a Sesko or an Ahmad coming
Yeah,
off the
yeah,
bench. So yeah, I agree with you. I think it makes sense maybe for Ahmad to start, but I don't think he will, and I think he'll, the team you've mentioned with Cunha, Bryan, and Sesko up there. But maybe this is a game that Bryan, gets a goal or two. That'd be great, wouldn't it?
yeah, yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to that then. Predicted. Chaz, big one last time. You got it almost spot on, and you said you're gonna put some money behind it from now as well. So what are you going for?
Yeah, I'm gonna go 2-1 United. And I'm gonna have Cunha and Sesko goals.
Yeah,
And then for them, Evan Nilsson is the goal.
right.
And
Nice.
then I'm gonna have one Bruno assist this week.
As always. Let's make it.
Yeah,
Let,
as
let's
always.
make it. Let's make it detailed. Are you thinking how the goal's gonna go?
Uh, we'll go one up.
Yeah.
They'll equalise, and then Sesko either maybe off the bench or I think it will get the winner.
Love it, love it. I've gone 2-0. I'm feeling a clean
You
sheet,
know,
which I would love.
nice.
And I've gone Sesko and gone for a little Maguire goal.
Oh, a slab head corner.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel maybe a corner, yeah. I can just see, a bit of a rogue goal scorer, but he's
So that's
always
another assist right there, isn't it?
yeah.
For Bruno.
Yeah, I mean you can't not think that, can you really? But yeah,
Yeah,
just have a feeling that it could be a bit of a Harry Maguire moment. So yeah, 2-0. And hopefully either of us is right because I just want the win going into this break, as you
yeah,
mentioned. But yeah, I
yeah,
think tricky game potentially, but we should have enough. And yeah, looking
yeah,
looking forward to it. So I really want to enjoy it because there's no football after it that I want to watch. So definitely going to take
yeah,
my time.
yeah,
Other juicy games from this game week as well. So as I mentioned, we're up first, so it's a chance to make an early mark. And then what is tasty is that then Liverpool are away at Brighton, who are on form, which is an
yeah. Brian
interesting
have been
one.
picking up quietly,
Yeah,
been picking up points for a push for Europe after having a bit of a dodgy patch. I think they're making a late surge, right?
yeah. So it could be, really interesting. So even make that win even more important. Chelsea are away at Everton, which, as we know, is, I know they're not doing great at the new stadium. However, they've been a bit of a tricky customer, haven't they, really, Everton, just generally this
Yeah,
season. So that's another
you can
good
see
one.
that being a draw. I'd
Yeah,
say.
I,
Yeah,
I'll take draws all day. If our rivals
yeah,
aren't
yeah,
getting 3 points at the minute, and we are hopefully, then it's brilliant. Just makes that a little bit more comfortable. And then other noticeable fixtures, it's actually Newcastle v Sunderland, which is a big game for them this
oh
weekend
yeah.
at St
I wonder
St
how
James's
that will
Park.
go after the depends how it goes tonight with Barca, maybe.
Yeah,
You feel like if they manage to get through, I reckon they'll be on a high, and that might actually carry them through
yeah.
that game. But it'll be an interesting one.
Yeah, and they're going to be up for that game anyway, aren't they? At St James's Park as well.
Yeah,
Few beers are going to be drunk on that day, aren't they?
yeah,
And then a
yeah,
big one down the bottom, Spurs at home to Forest.
yeah. Massive, massive.
Huge.
Like
Yeah.
it's almost one of those ones that if you lose that, the gap then become like if Spurs win, it'll be 4 point gap, I think it is.
Mm.
But if Forest win that, also it's at home for
Yeah.
Spurs, and that's almost worse for them, I think. Like if they don't start well or Forest get the first goal, I think and I think Forest have obviously they're kind of going in different directions. Forest have kind of been improving, and Spurs obviously on a kind of lead balloon. So yeah, really interesting game.
I
I'm
think
quite
I think
excited to see that one.
I think tonight's big for that game as well, to be honest, because I think if Spurs get absolutely slapped by Atletico,
Yeah,
then they just go
confidence.
in.
Yeah,
At the minute, they've got probably a bit of confidence and a bit of wind in the sails from the Liverpool game. But yeah, if they go into that and actually being hammered by Atletico, then it's not going to help, is it? It's not going to help how the fans are
yeah,
feeling as well. And then
yeah,
away from the Premier League, there's no game for Arsenal and City because they've got the League Cup final to contest.
yeah.
What do you think?
Just got offered a ticket for that, and I said absolutely not.
Really?
Why would I want to watch two clubs I hate? So yeah, uh, turned that down. Um,
Brilliant.
I I think Arsenal will win it. Like
Yeah.
City just been playing rubbish. Right? Let's be honest. Like they've been dropping points all over the shop. They obviously went to the Champions League last night. Maybe that will galvanise them potentially, but like Arsenal are kind of morale's obviously very high. They've basically won the league. They got through the Champions League, so you think that their confidence must take them through. I think they will. I think they'll win it.
Yeah, I agree with you. The thing is though, and it could be funny for us with our beloved Arsenal fans, but it's got a little bit of a wobble in it in terms of if City can capitalise on this and like make a mark and beat them comfortably, then they've still got them to play again. And look, there's a lot of distance there now really between them and Arsenal in the league. But I think just psychologically, it could be a juicy one for kind of City to get them beat and then take it forward. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm interested to see what happens with that. And obviously, if
yeah,
Liverpool, if Arsenal win it, then we've got them celebrating already and talking about all sorts of nonsense like trebles and things like that. So
yeah, yeah,
as much as I don't want City to win anything ever, this just really starts the Arsenal loving, doesn't it? Which I don't think I'm ready for.
yeah. No, definitely not. Definitely not.
But yeah, that's the weekend's football to look forward to, and now it's time for the usual challenge, Chaz. But I believe
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
we're flipping it.
We are indeed.
You're coming at me.
Right. We're
Challenge
coming at you.
Spen.
It's a couple of questions because it's not like a list of stuff.
Yeah.
But
All right. Come on.
St. Patrick's Day yesterday. So
Yeah.
I'm going Irish related.
Like it.
So first one, which Irish-born Manchester United player is the only one to have scored a hat trick for the club in European competition? Against which was the first, sorry, to score a hat trick in a European competition? Irish-born.
Which Irish-born Manchester United player is the first to score a hat trick in European competition?
Yeah, it might even be the only one. Actually, thinking about it, it probably is. Actually, yeah, it is only and first.
Is Roy Keane too obvious?
Yeah, think of other goal-scoring Irish players.
Right. Okay.
In United's history, this is, remember.
I was going to say this got to be back in the day a little bit, hasn't it? Hmm. You come at me with an interesting one straight off the
Yeah.
bat. Irish-born Manchester United player. If you're listening and screaming, this is the answer, Spencer. Get it in the comments. Get it in the comments because I'm panicking. I'm struggling. I think it's got to be clue time.
There's a
I've had
statue
a
of him
blank.
at Old Trafford.
Is it Georgie Best?
Yeah.
What am I thinking? Ah, my word.
You want a chance for redemption?
That's a shocker for me, isn't it? I given it the old Northern Irish, didn't really think about it. That's me.
Yeah.
Poor from
I'll
me.
give you one other question.
Go on.
Which Irish player scored Manchester United's first ever goal in the Premier League?
Dennis Irwin?
Correct.
Yes, I'm back. I can stay on the podcast.
I can give you one more if you want. Or are you happy with that?
Well, go on. Let's do it for the listeners and the watchers.
Who was the first Irish player to captain Manchester United in the Premier League era?
It's got Roy Keane on it.
Yeah, it's Roy Keane, yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically between Roy Keane and Dennis Irwin, let's be honest.
Yeah. Phew. I like the little Paddy's Day theme. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So we've done Scotland last pod, Ireland this pod. What next?
Yeah, what's next?
Brilliant night that. Challenge Spen. Absolutely embarrassed myself on the first one, but slightly redeemed.
It's like me not remembering Darren Fletcher last game. So
yeah, that was a shocker, to be fair. But I don't know what it is when you're filming as well. It just disappears from your mind, doesn't it?
Your head goes, doesn't it?
Who scored?
Who's Man United again?
Yeah. What's his team? I guess it's funny for people watching and listening, but less so for us and our credibility. But anyway.
Yeah.
Let's leave it there. Yeah, game on Friday. Looking forward to it. Really, really hope we can get another win and just have a nice break, feeling good about United and where we are. We'll obviously be back with you with a match review to see how it goes and digest everything. But yeah, what do you think? Give us your predicted lineups. Give us your predicted scores. As always, in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe and follow wherever you're watching. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. And get us on the socials as well. And until next time, just want to say a massive thank you as always, and we will see you in the next one.